Boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour. What's good, people? What's goody good? Back for another episode. That was delayed. That was mad delayed. Yo, this is episode 130 of the Enigma Sept Hour. And if you didn't get a quick glimpse, I got my bro, Joe Ward, gonna be in the building yet again. Part two. That's timely. That came in timely. Thank you. We appreciate that. So, yeah, it should be interesting and nothing but hijinks because he is a fool like myself. Probably even more so. If y'all caught the vibes of me back in what 2017, not 20, I ain't started early, 2018. Anytime before a fee came into the picture. Matter of fact, if y'all check that episode we were on, we were cutting up. So yeah, man. Shouts out to Joe. I apologize. What you just heard was Royzy Rothschild featuring Miss Stylie with Henney Emmy, and I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna go ahead and shorten it and say I'm feeling fine. This is the title of the song. But if you search it, and it's available on all your DSPs, all your DSPs, you know what I'm saying? Just look for Royzy Rothschild. That's Royzy Rothschild. Now, they're coming from the UK. So yet again, another international joint. And actually they have like a clip, but I think they have a whole video for it. So, go to YouTube. Or if you follow them on social medias, just if you go to Twitter. I know I just followed them on Twitter, on Instagram. You should be able to find them over there, and they got clips for videos and everything. So big up for reaching out to your boy over here. So shouts out to Royzy Gardner. They got what the Gardner. That was the worst British accent. Ought to know better, huh? Eh? What? I tried. I definitely tried it. Yo, man, before we get into shenanigans, hey, Kobe. I don't know if you guys can hear Kobe. He had to make his weekly appearance. But no, man, I want to get on and get into it, man. Y'all know, unfortunately, sometimes we have to start off with the RIPs or whatnot. This one is a bit personal, so if you're not from the area, or if you're not, maybe just not as old as me, unfortunately, you may not pertain. But lost a homie over the weekend, my man Ricardo Lewis, aka Rock. Not sure all the details. Just one of those things where you wake up and you look at Facebook and you just see RIPs and SIPs, and I can't believe this. So I haven't got any details. Now me and Mans, I mean, I ain't gonna like he was my best friend. And like I said, I don't have any details, so it ain't like anybody hit me up to let me know what the deal was or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think honestly, we probably met each other, once or twice, you know what I'm saying, in real life, but definitely interacted a lot, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook. Man's always had the controversial, you know what I'm saying, statuses or whatever. And definitely one of the people that you know what I'm saying, get into it with, but it was all love, you know what I mean? And he was one of the it was going now. What up, Joe? Joe already in the chat. But yeah, man, buddy, he was one of those ones that I really respected as far as like, having an opinion. You know what I'm saying? I knew he wasn't a sheep or a dumb. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't people that would just post just foolishness. You know what I'm saying? He was always trying to be thought provoking. And then even still, like when he would post stuff, you know what I'm saying? One thing I did like about him, if he post stuff and you came with something credible to say, yo, man, nah, it may be this way, or you may want to consider it this way. Like he would take that. He wouldn't be stuck in his opinion. You know what I'm saying? He had strong opinions, but he also understood, at least from my understanding, he seemed to understand that, you know what I'm saying, he could be wrong and was open to dialogue. So yeah. So in that case, and then also too, I believe he had 3 daughters and a wife. So just like for them to, to think about them losing, you know what I'm saying, him, their rock, is, just sad, bro. So yeah. So man, peace and blessings and condolences to his family, to all those who knew him. You know what I'm saying? Like those that were really friends with him, that was really, you know what I'm saying, that was really in his life or whatever. I know it's a good number of people that I know that, yeah, man. And granted, I'm not going to assume anything. This isn't an assumption, or this isn't to say that I know what's going on, but I did feel responsible to put this out. You know what I'm saying? So if this has nothing to do with why he's no longer with us, so be it. But you know what I'm saying, do find the opportunity to go ahead and put this information out. But if you ever feel like you'd have the need to talk to anyone and you feel like you're in a dark space, you know what I'm saying, you can always call the National Suicide Hotline at 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. And again, I'm not put it out there because I don't know what happened with him in particular, so it ain't my business, honestly. But you know what I'm saying, I just know it has been talk, you know what I'm saying, surrounding that. So, rather if it is or it isn't, go ahead and put that information out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can take it. So, and also too, just I was just watching what's it, not a documentary, some on YouTube. Feed know I love watching YouTube about Chester Bennington, and it was like the last year of his life and what he was dealing with. So Chester Bennington of Linkin Park, you know what I'm saying? Like Linkin Park was one of my favorite rock bands. So just watching that just really made me feel even more so to put that information out. You know what I'm saying? But mental health is real. And whatever you can do to, help yourself or help others, let's do that straight up. So we keep it moving, man. Oh, matter of fact, your man's flowers, man. That's out Ricardo, bro. Yo, speaking of people doing things, pick it up a little bit. My man King Red up in Atlanta doing this thing, whatever. Give y'all some little local, you know what I'm saying, before I get into the stuff you can find everywhere. You know what I mean? Use a clap. I need to start using. Oh no, what was that? Did someone enter the chat? Nah. But no, man, King Red doing this thing, man. He was up in Atlanta. There was a QC quality control showcase, and he went to do this thing or whatever. So just want to get Big Red's props. And let my bro know, like, I got you, dog. I got you. I know we haven't talked in a minute. I want you to think that, you know what I'm saying? Your boy didn't abandon you or nothing like that. I see you moving. I see you doing your thing, and salute. So keep that thing up, boy. Keep it up. All right. Now let's get into the the shenanigans. We already 10 minutes in. Dang, time be go flying just a little bit. Just 10 minutes in. Just a little bit. Last night you had the Verzuz with Raekwon versus Ghostface Killah. Hey, wow, I just man, push your buttons. Yo, you had the latest verse with Ghostface Killah and Raekwon. It was the Verzuz first episode under the Triller app. The Triller app. I downloaded the Triller app. I didn't know how to. I didn't see it. It just redirected me back to Instagram. I don't know how that worked. I hit that. I downloaded the app. I hit a video just like nope, that's not it. Check your ass back to Instagram. I'm like, okay, I guess I will go to Instagram, and then I went to YouTube because I wanted to use my phone. But yeah, man, it was okay. It was no, it was dope, man. The numbers were kind of underwhelming, if you will. I think at the most they barely broke 100K. So versus the Monica and Brandy's are what was another really big one? Yeah, I think even like the Gladys Knight Patti LaBelle joint, you know what I'm saying, almost got to 1 million. So yeah, the numbers weren't really up there. I think these numbers less than E40 and Too Short. To be honest, which is surprising because that's some Wu-Tang fans. There's a lot of Wu-Tang fans. So even if it's just 2 of them, you would still think, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people would come out, even on the digital joint. But the vibes were there. They was chilling. It was good to see them vibing, you know what I'm saying, going off each other's songs. I know my man Marcel P. Black was upset because they was rapping over their vocals. Which, bro, you know what I'm saying? I heard that they don't do that in their shows, but it's like things like that. I know for me, when I used to rap over my vocals, that's why, because I would see, you know what I'm saying, people I looked up to rapping over their vocals, and I was just like, I guess that's a thing. Now I know better, and I would have hoped they would have known better, but get it, you got catalog that big. And also too, my thing was, because apparently they've done these songs without, they've done these songs without vocals live. So it's not like they didn't know them. But my thinking was, it's been a year, you know what I'm saying, because of the pandemic. And that might mean that, you know what I'm saying, they don't know the words like that. I'm going to do something crazy. I know he ain't going to pick up. But we're going to do it anyway. We're going to see.
Hello?
Stas.
What's good?
Yo, you are live on the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. How are you, brother?
Good. I appreciate the warning. I'm in the car right now, so excuse the background noise.
Yo, it's all good. It's all good. I called you unexpectedly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Nah, I just wanted to get your thoughts, man, on the Ghostface versus Raekwon. I know you expressed to me that they 2 of your top 5. You know what I mean? So I knew it'd be better. You'll be a better person to express, you know what I'm saying, what happened last night.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a super dope moment. It was great for hip hop. Like you said, Ghostface is my number 3 and Raekwon's my number 4. Just to have them go through all those records, whether it be solo or records they did together or Wu-Tang records, they're just great to have 40 records in a row that personally I consider super dope. And it was just great to celebrate 2 artists in that kind of fashion.
Right.
I've seen Ray perform live many times. I've seen Ghost live many times, seen them together many times, seen Wu-Tang many times. And every time, no matter what it is, be it a live show or versus a new record or whatever, it's always something special, especially for me.
Right. Nah, that's dope. I want to real quick, like, I know Marcel P. Black, he take the rapping over vocals joint to another level. And especially since I've mentioned time and time again that, you know what I'm saying, particularly you and A to the L really put me on to not doing that. So the fact that they were kind of doing it, or they did do it during the live, doing the Verzuz joint, you know what I'm saying? Did you see that as a disappointment, or you see it just a product of just being on that platform?
I mean, the way the platform's set up, a lot of times they run the vocal versions anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody performs with them. A lot of times people just run the records and then talk about them afterwards, and they may ad-lib a little here or there.
Yep.
The way with Ray and Ghost, though, like their chambers are so full, you know what I mean? The way they rap is so crazy that I think, from my perspective, it looked like as if the beat dropped and they was like, yo, I gotta go. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think the way it's set up, you know, I don't think they've really dissected or digested the idea of vocals versus non-vocals and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, I don't want to see anybody rap over vocals. And with those two artists, I've never seen them do that live. Like I just mentioned, I've seen them perform live many times. I've never seen them do that live.
Right.
So it's one of those things that it might just be the setup. It might be one of those background things I don't really know a whole lot about. At the end of the day, as long as they rap it, I'm happy, no matter what the situation.
Right. Yeah, that's what, like, matter of fact, before I hit you up, I was going into that, and I was just like, I know they know the joints, you know what I mean? And I was thinking it may just be, you know what I'm saying, it might be somewhat a product of the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? Because they probably weren't doing too many shows as much as, you know, they were in past 20 years.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like I may have known this whole song like a year ago, but I haven't performed it in a year. So,
right.
And plus they was whatever that gray bottle, that silver bottle that Raekwon had, I wanted. So I may have been it too. Right. I think with the Mary J joint came on, like Ghostface started leaning back all comfortable and jump like, yeah, he gone. That boy.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's you know, sponsored by Ciroc.
Right.
And there's a whole cabinet behind them and all that kind of stuff. I just think at the end of the day, when you have a catalog that extensive, you're not going to remember everything about everything. I mean, they've done so many records together. I mean, even during the Verzuz, you had them like asking each other, yo, wasn't I on that? Like, when you have a history and a catalog that big, you're not going to remember everything. It's virtually impossible.
Word. Man, now I feel bad because I should have had our joint lined up after this because like honestly on the joint rap scales, I know we had the story of, you know what I'm saying, you was trying to write a verse, you know what I'm saying, that you thought I was gonna write, and I was trying to write a verse that I thought you was gonna write in the style that I thought you was gonna write. And yeah, like I was really trying to be my Raekwon. I was like, me and Stess got rhymes from here to Connecticut. Like that was my shout out to Raekwon, like, because I know I figured Stess was I figured you were gonna come across like that. So anyway, bro, I appreciate you. I know it's on the cuffs. I finally got you on my shit.
After all the pandemic, all this stuff, after everything clears, I'm definitely gonna be on the podcast, and I definitely appreciate you reaching out. And at the end of the day, you know, you created a platform. You work really hard to show a lot of cats love, you know, and there's a lot of people who've been on this podcast who haven't got a look at all. A lot of people in this, you know, this is their first look, you know.
Yeah.
And the fact that you would sacrifice your time and sacrifice everything just to show love to other people is something I salute you for, and I appreciate you for. And really, me being on it has just been a matter of timing, but we're going to make it happen.
No doubt, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know I love you, man. Straight up.
Absolutely. I love you too, brother.
All right, I'm going to keep it moving. I'll holler at you later. I appreciate you.
Next time, hit me with a text. Let me know I'm be on it.
Word.
Me too, you know what I mean? I'm in traffic right now.
Yeah, I got you, dog.
It's all good.
All right, peace.
Peace.
That's my dog, Stats, man. Y'all know what it is. I ain't gonna front. I'm kind of surprised he picked up. But yeah, man. So there we go. There we have it. That's it. That's the word. And I'm not gonna get much into it because yeah. But what was I about to say? Yo, like for real, Stetson saved my life. Like for real. Like y'all don't even. I gotta find my notes. But y'all don't even know Stetson really like saved my life, bro. Like for real. When I say, you know what I'm saying, I love you, and when I say that's my bro, is because literally I could have been hemmed up or not even here. You know what I'm saying? Man, they really look out for me. Actually, no, that's not it. Again, with the verses, they got a crazy lineup already. What we got? April 4th, Easter Sunday, in my mom's birthday weekend. Matter of fact, the day before my mom's birthday. You got the Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire. Bro, stop. Dog. That's crazy. That's it. It's a wrap after that. I don't care about versus Earth, Wind, and Fire versus the Isley Brothers. That's it. Of course, in that, there's one band. That's not even the group. That's a band. In that has a song named September. So therefore, you know what I'm leaning to. Just letting y'all know. Then after that, April 20th, you got Redman versus Method Man. What? That's my would say Wu-Tang Part 2. Redman, I know he part of Def Squad, but he part of Wu-Tang. He Wu-Tang cousin. And then they got like other joints that they got blurred out. Apparently they got a rematch. I don't know if it's gonna be 2 rematches, but apparently they got a rematch. They got a Mother's Day special on May 9th. So you're probably gonna be another, old school R&B joint. They got Ladies Night joint to be announced. So they got some things set up. I think some people think the rematch is gonna be Swiss versus Timberland. Again, that's Memorial Day weekend. So yeah. So man, what have I done? Like I had it planned like 50% of this 25% rather this podcast is gonna be on one thing, and I can't even get to it now. Dang, I'm gonna give y'all some spice. Nah, man, I'm gonna try to get into it real quick, make it quick, and just let my thoughts known. There was some controversy regarding the Grammys last weekend. Now, I told you guys about Nas winning the album of the year. I really didn't care about too much else. But there was some dust up. So your boy Lil Baby, who both me and Fee was like, yo, we coming to respect Buddy a little bit more. He been kind of doing this thing. Shouts out to QC. But he did a performance of his song The Bigger Picture. And in the performance, there was a reenactment of a cop shooting a black man. And then there were speeches from Tamika Mallory of Until Justice and Killah Mike, or kind of like a poem because they were kind of like rapping. They were rhyming, spoken word. Yeah, it was like spoken word. But there was some dust up. First of all, just because of Lil Baby and the Grammys using the imagery of a black man being shot. Kind of reminiscent of, because we shot in the back. Yeah, the joint in Atlanta when Buddy ran off and they shot him in the back. And then, like, I think a couple days later, it was at like a Hardee's and people came up and burnt the Hardee's down. And so in the performance piece, Lil Baby actually take like a Molotov and throw it at what looks like a restaurant, and it starts to burn. And then some dancer does like a little dance, Cats Broadway flip. I'm just like, oh, it's not funny, but it's funny. But on top of that, man, a little later, Samaria Rice, the mother of Tamir Rice, she came out and pretty much put Tamika Mallory and other civil rights activists on blast. You know what I'm saying? In particular, Ben Crump, who, got his start here in Tallahassee, and Lee Merritt, Sean King, and a few others, basically saying that they were profiting off of Black death and people really shouldn't just rock with them. And I don't know. Then after that, of course, there were some people, you know what I'm saying, social media that came out in her defense, if you will. Basically, it was just like, some of these people, they getting money, and where's the money going? You know what I'm saying? In particular, Black Lives Matter as an organization, and even that, people like, the model versus the organization or whatever. And I know for me personally, I'm definitely not gonna come, let's say anything negative about Samaria Rice, just because of the tragedy that she's dealt with. I would never want to be in her shoes. And, however she feels, And I don't think it's not without merit. I don't think she wilding or nothing like that. But on the flip side, I don't know. I'm really weary of, I guess, people coming at the likes of, people that are not just activists, but activists that end up getting clout. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say clout because she said they were clout chasing. So I want to use the word clout because I think that's usually the issue. I don't think people have a lot of issues with Black activists, period. It was especially activists that, are doing things in the community. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. And you really don't see people complaining about that. But I think in particular in this situation is when you have activists that reach a certain point where they seem just elevated. You know what I mean? Like their name comes with a certain amount of clout. You know what I mean? So those like, saying Tamika, Mallory or Ben Crump or whatever. And I think, people look, and the main thing is like it's usually money. It's like, yo, they're getting all these donations, whatever. Like, what's happening? Like, where's the money going? You know what I'm saying? Are they pocketing the money? Are they running with it? Whatever. And for me, I think now, granted, let me say this too: no one's beyond reproach. Don't get it twisted. Like, be cynical, be critical. I'm all for that. Don't ever get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to be sheep or gullible about whatever. Always, question. Always be willing to question, no matter who it is. So that's not. I'm not saying, or I'm not advocating anybody being sheep, but my concern is if people are upset, mad, hating, you know what I'm saying, because of the idea of the clout. Is that because they are this elevated name that it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I tend to see that in the likes, like a Jay-Z or Beyonce. You know what I mean? It's like because they've reached a certain pinnacle, all of a sudden it's, they part of the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to me, that attitude tends to lean towards white supremacy or white supremacy's thinking, to me, because it's almost as if those people, those Black people, can't reach a certain level without the permission of somebody white. And it's as if to say their power or their determination, the work that they put in, that they can't cash out unless someone above them, a white person above them, granted that access. And for me, I can't give white people that much power over us. I got too much pride for us to think that, white man had to let them get away with that. Nah, nope. Now, granted, do I think that there are white supremacist mechanisms in this country? Of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think you have to navigate those things, but it's just not in my heart to give white people that much props. Period. You know what I'm saying? And also too, in regards to especially activists that get clout, if you will. I think people criticism of that now shows a lack of knowledge of how things have been for a while. Because if you look at the likes of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and the like, that was they thing, and that's what really got them in trouble, was they had that clout. You know what I'm saying? And also too, back then, not everybody liked them. Not everybody was rolling with Martin Luther King. Not everybody was rolling with Malcolm X. Hell, some would say that, you know what I'm saying, Elijah Muhammad had Malcolm X pop because he had so much clout, like too much clout. You know what I'm saying? So the ideal of, but I think what it is we had this pastoral image of civil rights movement back then, that when we see it in modern times, we don't realize that we might just be repeating history, as far as if we're going to try to knock down those that got us, you know what I'm saying, a name that brings, you know what I'm saying, a clout or popularity or spotlight to whatever situation, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like kind of careful as far as knocking those people down. Then also too, not just being careful knocking those people down because, you know, it makes sense like I'm hating, but you almost come off sounding like those on the other side. You know what I mean? Like you can find yourself sounding like I hate to say the word now because I fool out of here, but you kind of come off sounding like a Trump supporter, or, you know what I'm saying, a right-wing conservative. You know, that's why I kind of cringe when people like, Black Lives Matter isn't, like, you sound like them. And I don't know if I want to sound like them. Yeah, I could be critical, but I don't know if I want to just be dismissive, you know what I mean? Because I might as well join them. So anyway, I just want to put that out, man, that again, be critical, always, you know, search for the truth, you know what I'm saying, everything you do. But be careful about just jumping on the bandwagon because you want to be different, because you find yourself looking kind of crazy. And I don't want nobody out here looking crazy, man. You know what I mean? Just be critical about your thinking. That's all I want to put out there. Just be critical of what you're thinking. Again, I don't know enough about, you know what I'm saying, the Tamika Mallorys and Lee Merritts to know what they got going on. So I can't advocate for them. But I am one of the ones that I do think putting a spotlight on things is important. To let people know what's going on. And also too, if you don't want to rock with them, cool. I'm cool with that. But also put a spotlight on those that you think are doing it. Just don't, that's another thing too. Just don't knock them and then be satisfied with knocking somebody down. If you know the people out there really doing it, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to knock Black Lives Matter, cool. You think that, you know, the organization not doing what they're supposed to do, they're taking money, blah, blah, blah. You think NAACP ain't doing what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You shocked because the United Negro College Fund has just got their first black president. Like, cool. But man, interject people that you think are really doing it and put spotlight on them. It's just like in rap. Just don't hate on the rappers you hate. Put a spotlight on the rappers that you think really doing it. That's being proactive. You know what I'm saying? You don't find yourself being a hater. Don't be a hater. So anyway, man, we'll keep it moving. I just want to put that out there. I don't hate these boys. I love these boys. My bros. So Ro-Thoro featuring Tareef Knockout with Keep Dreaming. Then come back, my man Joe. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby. Boom, 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 and we back. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. What you heard was Ro-Thoro featuring Tareef Knockout with Keep Dreaming. And they got my man Joe Ward in the building. What's up, bro?
What it is? What I'm in here bringing the hate. Forget this, I'm bringing the hate.
I'll wait for you to say down to the side.
Really going down to the side.
Yo, speaking of hate, I don't hate this. I don't hate this, but I gotta be transparent. I gotta be real. I told Fee, I was like, anytime Joe say down in the South, I'm like, man, do you realize how old he sound? Like he sound, you coming straight from like 95, dog.
I know. That's
like
that's my Pimp C shout out.
Okay, see, that's all right. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Boom. Like, anytime we do, I'm like, man, it's like I'm getting ready for another episode of On the Set or something like.
Hey man, that's 95 South was out, 69 Boys doing the Tusa Road, and that was out. So just represent for the 90s.
No, that's exactly what the vibe be. I'm like, what? Yeah, think like, is he that old? He ain't that old to be down in the South. Like, oh snap, this boy.
Yes,
but no, man, how you feeling though?
Man, everything is good. I'm on vacation, so I'm good, man. I'm happy. What about you, man?
I wish I was on vacation. I'm gonna be like y'all when I grow up.
Man, look, I found out I haven't been off in exactly 1 year ago today. So I was like, I need to get my life together. I need to start taking more breaks. So this is the first break I took in a year. That's crazy.
No, that's real. That's real. Like, because honestly, I don't take vacations. Man. Not like for real. I think when me and Fee, when we got married and went on honeymoon, that was probably the longest I've been out of work since Mackenzie was born.
Right.
And I think it was even longer than that. I think yeah, it was, matter of fact, I think it's only 3 times I've been out of work that long. Was Mackenzie's birth and when I had surgery back in 2013. Those are the only time I really had like a week or more out of work, like not going to work.
It's that mindset, man. I know I'm working on changes. That mindset of like grind. You got the grind. No sleep, no sleep. Grind. And this like I was taught that, I got that in my mind, but then you figure out, okay, you can work smart. Like, oh shoot, right. I ain't got to kill myself. You mean I can do these things and still be able to be actually more productive? Like, oh man, it lied to me.
Right. That's the thing about it. Like, even like when I was in school, like I used to pride myself in getting like perfect attendance. You know what I mean? Like going to school like every day. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get sick. Like literally, I just didn't get sick. But yeah, but as I got, like you said, as I got older, like, nah, you need that time to, you know what I'm saying? Recalibrate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Send yourself
words.
Right. And then also too, I tell you, maybe you gonna learn one day. I feel like an old man. Yo, man, you gonna learn one day. Yeah, when you have a wife, you really start. Man, I might know both. You have a wife and a kid. Like, you really have to start taking things off. You know what I'm saying? Because these things, rather if it is like having a vacation, or you know what I'm saying, like your wife may need to go to the doctor, or you know what I'm saying, your child may need to go to the doctor. It's like, oh. You gotta take, and you know that perfect attendance don't play now because it's just like, nah, I gotta go.
Right. Forget that.
Yeah. So as a single man right now,
hey,
you know what I'm saying, take advantage of that leave you can store up because when you get married, boy.
Nah, because originally the idea was I have my job and I know what I'm building for myself on the side, so I'm gonna stack my time. So when I need to go do what I need to do for me, I got time. But so that's always been my mindset. But then I know within that I need to start building in. All right, look, it ain't been a little while. Let me take a little break for me. Let me take a little week off or whatever for me, a couple of days off for me, and just reset. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, I needed this week. I came into this week just exhausted. Like I just crawled to the finish line, and that ain't good. So
right. Now, speaking of, that had me thinking, you know what I'm saying, trying to think of a little bio or whatever, and they ain't really feel like I really had to, like, you know what I'm saying, write anything down because, like, I know what my man's out here doing. But yeah, I started thinking. I'm like, yo, you got the on. You know what? Let me get your info out there so people can see what you.
Holla at me. OnlyFans. You talking about that? My bad.
That's a negative, sir. I should have put an OnlyFans in this banner.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is I'm in the top 1% of foot models on OnlyFans.
Foot models. I was about to say, I can see this nigga doing shower scenes and shit.
Had a little music playing in the background.
Hey, Joe doing it with app. Y'all see this? Y'all see this?
And you make music too, so I had you make a song. Have you make a sex song? Yeah,
I am not doing a sex song for your OnlyFans, bro. No. That's Joe pulling the curtain back. Hey, this is Joe.
It's me.
I know you're ready.
Seem like you're ready in 2021. Let's go.
Joe in the shower with the Speedo, boy. Yo, you can't do that only. You gotta go. Oh no, you can. Joe hit him up. Yo, you can see more of this. Just hit me with the $3, $3 tip.
Yeah, I got a Patreon too. I'm out here collecting all my coins. Patreon, OnlyFans. Let's do it.
Oh, on the flip side,
on the real side, on the real things.
On the real side, Joe OnlyFans be disappointed. That man gonna be sitting there with his on
reading you a book.
Giants Part 4. Like, yeah. So in this part of Asia, the Africans who are like, wait, what?
Yeah, food too.
At least. Nah, I can learn about these Africans in Asia.
Straight up. Nah, man, but yeah, like on the shows of Giants, that's my baby, man. That's what I do. Like I love this podcasting too, but it all started out on the shows of Giants. Just I think it was 2012 because history had already been I always tell people my 3 favorite classes in school was history, lunch, and PE. And people like, lunch ain't no class. So like, you didn't go to Ricketts. Lunch was a class. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I always had an affinity for history. And then 2012, I was doing at the job I had for the health department. I would go to different schools and give health classes, but I was doing a class a week, and they don't make curriculum, so I had to start making stuff on the fly for myself. And one of the things that I built in was an icebreaker, and in the icebreaker, it was like you write a famous person name on one side, and they have to give clues, but not give like real descriptive clues, but give clues so people can figure out who you're talking about. And I put Harriet Tubman on one of the cards, and we're talking about 7 classes in a day. And none of the little girls knew who Harriet Tubman was, right? And so,
elementary school or something?
No, we talking about middle high school. Yes.
Wow.
And see, I thought the first 3 classes, I thought they were just messing with me. I was like, nah, these girls can't be. Like they probably think I'm a square or something, so they just messing with me. But then when we got to like the 5th, 6th, 7th period, I'm like, okay, y'all really don't know who Harriet Tubman is. So I went home and I was venting to my man Keith Turner. He was like, man, what you do? Why don't you write a book or start a blog or something? So on the shows of Giants started off as a blog that I had for my platform at the time, Live Skill, Live Fulfilled. So it was a blog section in that, and then I grew it from a blog to the YouTube channel to his own blog, his own platform. And now I have books. I have an online course that's on my website. I have a free app for Android that's on the website. I do virtual classes. I have over, if not 300, almost 300 people profiled throughout the African diaspora, just Black people I found all over the globe who contributed a whole bunch of things to history, whether it's revolutionaries, whether it's inventors, whether it's thinkers, writers, poets. Like I found like Alexander Dumas, both of them, like the father and the son. So the father was a general in the French army with Napoleon. Then the son is the one who wrote the Three Musketeers and the Count of Monte Cristo. So seeing how have a Black dude who influenced literature in that manner in France, and then you go to Alexander Pushkin, who his lineage goes back to Africa, but his I think great uncle and his great great grandfather were generals in the armies in Russia, or admirals in the armies in Russia. But Alexander Pushkin basically restructured modern Russian literature. So we talking about just being able to do all this digging. I'm finding African civilizations all over the world. I'm finding African cultures all over the world, just different people. You can't tell me now that Black people or African people haven't done anything. You know, it was a time where you could say, well, people ain't really done that outside of America. But now I know, like, we've done, like, every continent we go, we can find somebody. We can find somebody of African descent who's contributed greatly all over the world. So, and for me, that's amazing, because we watch a lot of TV and we're not the ones telling our narrative. We're not the ones telling our story or giving our perspective. So being able to get that from our perspective, and then that's why, like, if you go to my YouTube channel, anybody listening who haven't gone to my YouTube channel, it's On the Shoulders of Giants. If you go to it, I put my videos together like I put songs together. So I have my narration, I have my pictures, and then I have a nice beat behind it, because I want people to groove to it while you're listening to it, because I understand
keep people engaged.
Right. That infotainment. I'm understanding that. So that's why I put the videos together like they do. Some people don't like it. Some people like, take the music out. I'm like, man, this is how we rock. If you don't like it, if you don't want to listen to that, you can go to the blog, you can read it. But it's just for me, an outside of the box way to continue doing it. And then I am like there's a historian named J.A. Rogers, Joel Augustus Rogers. He has books. Two of his most prominent books that kind of inspired what I'm doing is World's Greatest Men of Color, Volume 1 and 2. And he was like one of the first to kind of give the historical synopsises of individuals, Black individuals around the globe. So that's where On the Shoulders of Giants come from.
No, you actually kind of reminded me of there was this, what was it? It was on Netflix, and it was profiling like different like street trucks. Because you know, Fee, and she like watching like food stuff on
Me too.
On Netflix. And clearly I like eating the food that she create. Anyway, but now they had profiled this lady in like Brazil or whatever. Actually they profiled different people in Brazil, and they was talking about, you know, that I think Michael Rec, like Brazil has the greatest number of African people outside of Africa, you know what I'm saying, as far as the spore go or whatever. And I was explaining to Fee how I think is it Brazil and Angola? It's like, I know, because like, you know, Brazil's on that little corner of South America. Yeah. And if you match it up with Africa's that guy at Golden Coast, and apparently there's a lot of like similarities between the country. You know what I'm saying? Just based on like that geographical connection, just being across the Atlantic and being, you know, I guess just close to each other. Like certain dances, they got similar foods that are similar. I think I don't think it's the national language, but I think one of the languages in Angola is like what is it? Portuguese or whatever. So it's just a lot of connection between Brazil and Angola or whatever. And I just thought that was interesting. And I remember just telling Fee about that watching the joint. So yeah, I'm with you, bro. Like,
but see, even in that, even in that, like there's a story about a gentleman, and I wrote about him in my third book named Zumbi. They call him Zumbi dos Palmares, and Zumbi and his wife Dandara, but they are from like Zumbi is literally from like the ancestor or the royal lineage from Angola, because a lot of Angolan slaves were taken to Brazil, so they built the whole empire called Dos Palmares. And one of the biggest settlements in Dos Palmares was basically called it Little Angola. I forgot the name that they used for it, but they called it Little Angola. So you are right. There's a lot of similarities in the culture of the people who are in Brazil and Angola, because they took a lot of Angolans to Brazil, and some of them were able to retain some of the cultural cues and stuff.
Yeah, that's what because I got Joe just verified that I know what I'm talking about. But no, I think that's but also too, man, just so like we kindred spirits in that aspect, because like technically like I went into journalism because I just didn't want to go, I just didn't want a plain history degree. Like I was gonna go into history or some type of history degree, but I was like, nah, I need something more practical. So that's why I went into journalism. A part of the reason why I went into journalism. So now, which as far as like being that history buff and you know, yeah, and trying to educate people at times or whatever. But beyond that, you know what I'm saying? You also got Freedom Train Radio that you started with Pat, who will be on the joint next week. And you are responsible for bringing me on. Sorry, Pat. Sorry that he did that. He should just left it alone.
It's all right. he should have known we was gonna throw some shots at him. So shady Pat time has now started.
Hey, I think it's too late to get wish him happy birthday. It's past that time. It's way past that time.
Hey, but
it's almost 4 days ago.
Yeah, Shelby and Pat, they claim they pro-black, but they're born on St. Patrick's Day. Think about that. Conspiracy.
Yo, I you know what? I can't. Let me not laugh too hard. Because supposedly, I know my man DJ A to the L think I'm bullshitting, but supposedly, I got Irish heritage. Lineage.
It's all good.
So yeah, I can't laugh too hard because I really may be. I may actually be for that little island. You know what I'm saying? I had a professor from there, so shoot. But yeah, it's kind of funny. They'll be in Patrick,
right?
It's
going on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. How's that for racism? Anyway. So how I mean we kind of see how things are going, you know what I'm saying? Especially since I'm profiling everybody in the family. But being that you and Pat came together and put this together, has the expectation of what y'all started, you know, has it exceeded the expectations since then? Or are you guys where you thought you would be at the time? Like, what's your feelings about the whole family?
Well, to be honest, we have greatly exceeded expectations, because when we first started, we really didn't have grand expectations because we didn't know what our expectations should be. Like I'm literally one of the reasons why I started the podcast, because I really wanted to know, like, what the hell is a podcast? Because I would hear it all the time, but then I was like, I don't know what a podcast. But after talking to Pat, and one of the reasons this all started is he and I would have conversations, just venting about different things that was going on in the community, social issues, like really venting about them, and we'll be talking, and we like, man, we should start a podcast. Right. And then I was like, yeah, let's start that. So what's a podcast again? And so but you know, I did my research, figured out what a podcast was, and so Pat was like, all right, I can set up this medium that we can use to record, and then I can do this. If you do this part, I do this. So that's when we kind of understood like I'll do the front end stuff, he'll do the back end stuff because he's
Right.
better at the technical stuff. I'm better at the more presenting stuff and all those things. So we just kind of defined our roles and started building. But we really just did it just because we just wanted the podcast. There was no real expectations on where we should go, how we should do, how long we should do it, nothing like that. Once again, because we didn't know. And we just started podcasting, started doing, and it sucked for a while. Like first 3, 4, 5 months, it sucked. Like people were being nice to us. Oh, y'all got a podcast. Y'all sound so sweet, so nice. Nah, they were lying to us. It sucked. Then Pat had a homeboy named the man named just Terry Banks. Yeah, Mr. Terry Banks.
Yeah.
So Pat introduced me to Terry Banks, and Terry Banks had 20 years of broadcasting in Chicago. He did a lot of work with Chicago Bulls. So he was like a real professional announcer and broadcaster. And so he basically set us down and in the best way toward growth, told us that we sucked. This is why we suck.
Right.
And I'm gonna show you how not to suck. And so one of the best things we did is we put our feelings to the side and just listen to what he was saying. And so he broke us down and built us back up. And by then we understood structure. So understanding that structure, we learned that, okay, I could be as dynamic as I want to be in this structure as long as I'm comfortable and I have my stuff set. So we just took off. We started doing it, not knowing how many people listening, just broadcasting, recording, interviewing whoever we can interview. And then we was like, all right, well, let's grow the network. So we've had at least maybe 10, 11 total podcasts. We've had shows in the past that were on for a while that didn't last for various reasons. And then we got in contact with you because we was actually eyeing you and Marcus Mason for a while because we was like, Marcus got the National Hip Hop Association. We know you be out here doing your thing. So we was like, man, Marcus and Enigma would do it. But I didn't think that we reached out to Marcus a couple times and he was like, he don't really want to do it. And me and Pat was like, damn, we wish we could put a thought in his head and just make him do it.
Right.
Because we like, have a fine platform.
Right. Exactly.
So, but then I was like, all right, well, if we can't get both, we can at least try to get one. So that's when I reached out to you, a couple times. I was like, hey man, we got this network. I know you're not podcasting right now. I know you've done it in the past. You want to come back and join us. And then you graciously said yes. And I appreciate that because like your mans was saying, you've created a platform. And this show is pretty much what I had in my mind, right? Have a hip hop platform for somebody who understands the culture, like really understand the culture, but it's not too rigid in the old school way of hip hop, and could vibe with what's coming up now. And even if you might not like the music, you can still vibe with everything that's going on around it. And so it worked out perfectly. And 100-something episodes in, here we are. So that's shout out to you. Give yourself the hand claps for that, because the consistency, you know what I'm saying? The consistency. And then we was like, man, we need some black women on this network. Because we had a show with some women in the past that what happened with that. And so I saw Shelby was podcasting. And so I'm like, all right, well, let me holler at Shelby, see what's up with Shelby. I'm like, we already down. We do a lot of community work. Let's see if Shelby on the podcast. So I hit her up. We had a conversation. I had a couple conversations, and we brought her on. And then I know with Candace, we was like, do you want a co-host? Do you want to do it by yourself? You want a co-host? She was like, she would like a co-host. I was like, well, who do you think you vibe with good that would like to do this? And she thought about Candace. And I was like, well, let's hit Candace up. And Candace was down. We're like, all right. So we happy about that because the consistency that Shelby and them have, because they want to do it. They like doing it. And then we hit up Cliff, seeing what Cliff was already doing. Because I had to learn that Cliff's backlog went where it went, and like his connections and stuff. I was like, bro. First of all, I went crazy over the P. I went crazy over the P Dub interview. Then I found out you got Bernadette Stans and you got such and such and such. I'm like, okay. And but see, I found this out after I asked them to be on the network.
Yeah, Marvin Dixon next week, like, bro,
yeah,
like this.
Yeah. And plus, see, that was a cool thing about it because I went after Cliff because I ran into Cliff around Halloween at a community event. It was like a farm chef passing out food at the Governor Square Mall, and that's when I ran into him. And he was like, I got a podcast, you got a podcast, let's link. And so a couple weeks after that, we linked up and was like, man, come on over to the network. And then I found out more about what he was doing. I was like, this is gonna be awesome. And so,
right.
And so from here, man, we're just working on growing the network even more because, like total shows, it's this show, the Enigma Sept Hour, where the Fixed Sports Podcast, Freedom Train Podcast Series, Shelby's World, and the feature with CJ3 and Lessons from the Screen with Pat. So 6 shows going right now. We want to grow the network more. We want more women on the podcast, on the network. We want financial literacy to be back on here. We had a financial literacy show because I'm looking at the and shout out to those guys too, the Earn Your Leisure podcast. If you don't watch that, it's a real good podcast. Check that out on YouTube. But I'm looking at where they are, and I see like we had financial literacy like 4 years ago on the network, and I was like, I wish that could have continued, but we're looking to grow the network more, get a diverse of topics and things, and not just, we know we're pro-Black, but we're not trying to be the pro-Black network that's all stuck in one lane, because we want to be able to reach Black folk, because our idea of being pro-Black, not just you got to be considered conscious. It's like we for Black people, and so we know Black people are vast. So how can we catch and attract and give information to as many Black people as possible through these networks and just connect folk, man? Because we got all this technology and all this means to get our information out, get our stories, get our narratives. We ain't got to wait on nobody to tell us to do nothing or give us the opportunity to do nothing. We could do it ourselves. So I'm like, man, let's just click up and do it.
Word. Matter of fact, shoot, somebody, I got a wannabe producer in my ear right now. You know what I mean? So I may have something for y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all may see my face more. I got to step up because Joe doing too much. That's what it's coming down to. You know what I'm saying? Joe out here be doing kind of YouTube videos and, you know what I'm saying, having his guests and stuff. Pat, you better watch out, man. You trying to pull a jig on me, dog. Anyway. Pulling all the talent.
Hey man, Ace of Spade coming soon, or I gotta think of another name. 2 of Hearts coming soon. Instead of the 40-40 club, the 15-15 club, all that.
Yo, I try to pull a jigger. You're gonna have Pat out here looking like Dame Dash.
I'm gonna grow one dread in the back. So.
Yo, we gonna get to these next couple songs, man. We're gonna come back, try to close this thing on out. So I got my man Ashton Martin, who actually is dropping his joint on the 26th. So y'all look out for that. So this is Grow 4, Pompeii, Losing Control. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby. Boom, 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 and we back. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. What you just heard was Ashton Martin, Grow 4, and Pompeii with Losing Control. Now here, my man Joe Ward, co-founder of the Freedom Train Radio Network, which is responsible for you to be here with the shenanigans that I bring you guys every week. So don't blame me, blame Joe.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I did set the bar for foolishness. So, because we was talking one day, and I was like, bro, I doubt you gonna say some stuff crazier than what I said. So go at
it. Yeah, actually, I think I said it. I've said this before. I was actually thinking about getting back into it, mainly because I was doing, you know what I'm saying, the radio joint. I forgot the name of the radio show. I'm tripping.
Underground Railroad.
Yeah. JC gonna be like, you know what? We done. You straight, bro. But nah, me and JC was doing the Underground Railroad, and it like we would want to talk, but technically we're not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to just jump on, give y'all the songs we played, and keep it moving. But shouts out to Misha for allowing us to kind of, you know what I'm saying, do a little extra, you know what I'm saying, with the broadcast. So or with the radio show. So I was like, yo, man, we can all the stuff we be wanting to talk about, like, let's do a podcast. So I had to, you know what I'm saying, the thing in my, or I was either we do a podcast or I bring back the Enigma Sept Hour. So I had it in my head for like probably a few months, if not almost a year, before you hit me up. And so it was perfect timing, because it was just like, yo, I was already thinking about doing it. I just wasn't sure, and it was just a money issue, because when I was with Blog Talk Radio, like, it was trying to tax, and I was like, I'm making no money off this for trying to, you know, do this, you know what I'm saying, without getting something back. And so y'all laid it down, and honestly, it was cost efficient, aka free. I was like, oh yeah, okay, we back.
Because
we're back.
Straight up. Look, man, we did our research, right? And we was looking at Blog Talk, because I think Blog Talk was doing like $20 a month, or because that was a cheap one, $20 a month. He had like the other packages. But listening to the quality of Blog Talk, the quality was like cord, like the phone with the cord and the bass, like back in the days. And it's like, hold up, you got people paying this much for this type of quality? Right. Because when I first started just listening to different things people were doing, I didn't know they called them podcasts. I was just listening to recordings. Yeah, I know people like, right.
Yeah, you can't go back and listen, because they don't got rid of my recordings. So hopefully I got some still downloaded in my old hard drive. But regardless, but if you were able to go back and listen to my old, I was saying internet radio, like the idea of a podcast.
Right.
I didn't do a podcast until probably 2014, 2015.
And see, that's around the time we started, late 2014, early 2015. That's around the time we started Freedom Train, and we felt like, because now looking at this, I'm seeing what Charlemagne has with his network. I'm seeing what Joe Budden has with his network, and I'm seeing a lot of other networks. All right, but it's like, all right, we were ahead of that wave. Now, we don't have the star power that they have, but what we do have is we have a platform and we own it. And see the thing about it for you is, we got you in at a time where you got equity in this now, right? So it's not just you just a podcaster. You have equity in this platform, because your podcast is one of the, I think it battles with the first and second highest performing podcasts. Between this one and the Freedom Train podcast series, they battle for who do the most numbers. They love you in podcast land. Like, this does. So it's a kudos, because you took the idea that I had and you rearranged it for what you were already doing, and you knocked it out the park. And so I'm just more than happy with that. Just a thank you to you, because it's, like I said, over 100 something shows later, and we still here, and the energy is still there, and you still want to do more. So yeah, man, just I appreciate you, man.
Y'all don't even know yet. I'm trying to tell you.
It's going down.
I still got that one. Pat, if you, I know you listen, because you're going to have to edit this later. I still got that one idea. I'm still going to get that cracking. I'm just slow. That's all. You get off my ass, get it popping. But before we get up out of here, bro, for the people in podcast land, those on the visual, they can already see some of your info. So if you can, people in podcast land, if you can give them your info, you know what I'm saying, know how to get in contact with you on your socials.
All right, so for my Black History on the Shoulders of Giants on Instagram, I'm at On the Shoulders 1. So that's On the Shoulders, and that's the number 1. So On the Shoulders 1. YouTube, On the Shoulders of Giants, or youtube.com/On the Shoulders 1. on the Social Giants on Facebook. For the Freedom Train podcast series or Freedom Train Network, www.freedomtrainradio.com, Freedom Train Network on Instagram, Freedom Train Network on Facebook, Freedom Train Net on Twitter. I don't really use Twitter like that, but Instagram. Oh yeah, subscribe to the Freedom Train Network YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. We got the information and the videos keep coming on that, so make sure you subscribe to that. And yeah, man, just check me. You can personally, I'm on Instagram at therealjosephward. So check me out there. And Freedom Train email joe@freedomtrainradio.com. You can email me, ask me anything. I'll respond to you within 24 to 48 hours. So yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on here, man. I almost took my shirt off, but I said no. I'm contain
Save
myself.
it for the only fan.
OnlyFans.com /
No way for you already know what's going to be. Yeah. My man gonna come out with a shower cap.
There you go. And the loofah.
With shower cap, speedos, and soap suds.
There you go.
But yo, I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love you. You know what I'm saying? For looking out for your boy. And this is dope. So I told y'all Joe's coming with shenanigans. I told you.
Yeah.
I absolutely told you.
Yeah.
He was gonna come with a shenanigan. And there we go. Before I get up out of here though, those in YouTube and Twitch land, y'all see the visuals. I'm just gonna put this little bug in his ear. You know, see the background. I know y'all see, you know what I'm saying, Joe pretty little eyebrows looking at y'all.
Yeah. Hold on.
I think it's natural. But yo, that space, you know what I'm saying? Any enterprising people out there, you know what I'm saying? That space that you may be able to see a logo or something of that sort so that people can see what you got going on. You may want to holler at your boy, see what we can do, you know what I'm saying, to kind of, you know what I'm saying, have some placements, if you will. So just hit me up. Of course, my email is enigmasept@gmail.com. That's enigmasept@gmail.com. Holler at your boy. We can see what we can do. You know what I mean? Because, of course, I got, you know what I'm saying, the space to let people know what's good. So just go from there. Just put a little bug in your ear.
Straight up, B.
Next week, I'm going to say it. I don't like, I guess, because people like to not show up. But if he don't show up,
he better show up. Well, I'm saying this. He told me he was gonna show up and he was gonna freestyle. He got a hot 48 bars for you because he ain't been on camera in a while, so he got a hot 48 bars that he promised me to tell you that he promised he gonna freestyle them next week. So we look forward to that.
A, I believe he's gonna freestyle, and B, that might be a 2-hour podcast. Like Pat, one of the people I can't call because if I call, like we're gonna be on the phone for 3 hours. Yeah, you know, call you like twice, you know, once every 2 months because I ain't finna be on the phone all night. So yeah, look for a 2-hour podcast with me and Pat because we're gonna get into some stuff and that's that. And he my cousin. That's weird. That's always gonna be weird to me.
Hey, born on St. Patrick's Day.
Right. Yo, anyway, man, we're gonna get up out of here. I appreciate any and everybody that's been watching. Felicia, I love you. Mackenzie, Daddy loves you. And that's all I got. This is
all my future kids. I love y'all.
I give Pat a year. Ain't gonna be featured no more. They're gonna be here. Front and center. Pandemic over with, yo. Somebody gonna get them.
Got to.
Everybody going to an hour 15 minutes. Anyway, we're gonna get up out of here. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. We got time, baby.